Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly
Golf balls!
Oh my God! Why did you? Golf balls.
Did you enjoy that?
No, I didn't. I did not enjoy that.
Golf balls!
I did not enjoy starting the podcast and getting a shower of hard spheres all over my body. Oh God!
It's even better when we had started recording, and I insisted we stop and restart because I forgot that I had planned to dump a bunch of golf balls onto the desk.
Well, anyway, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted.
I would love to be interrupted in that manner. Imagine you're just hanging out having like a souffle, and then someone comes up and it's just like golf balls.
What part of if I am enjoying a savory souffle, I do not want to be interrupted by my least favorite sports balls.
Ew.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I was trying to think of a more official title than balls. Anyway, this is the weekly Undertaking. I am Mike.
I'm Alex. I'm the man who just dumped golf balls all over your business.
Thank you for
all
that.
over your ears.
Well, anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. So this is the podcast in which we do weird shit every week and then we talk about it.
It for some reason is being reiterated now.
I don't know. I feel like I should restate something.
It's nice to sort of get a reminder of why we're here every week.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So all right. So before we actually get into the thing that we did this week, is there anything interesting that happened to you this week?
Well, I mean, look, I know I started off by setting up such a great talking point with those golf balls.
Yes.
Which I actually just realized could have knocked over our waters.
And ruined all our technology that we have.
We also have a lot of tech today.
We really do.
For reasons we'll get into, and it's very exciting. But yeah, I did pick the worst day to do that, and I'm glad everything worked out for it.
Well, did you go golfing this week or anything like that?
Yeah, it's funny that you asked that because I told you earlier. I went golfing yesterday.
That you told me earlier.
But I went golfing yesterday. It's November, late November.
It is.
And I went golfing. It was a lot of fun. It was a good temperature. Did pretty good. I hit my first birdie ever.
You really?
Yes.
Did it? What kind of bird was it? That was a great joke. Don't please don't shame me.
No,
please don't shame me. That was a great joke.
Yeah, it was. Good job.
Thank you.
I don't even. Yeah, I hit a birdie.
Okay. Good for you. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Would you score any good, or was that just the one hole?
No, my score was very, very average for me.
Okay.
Not average for the average golfer. It was pretty low. Or pretty high, I mean.
All right.
Like reverse.
Right,
golf.
exactly.
But aside from that, Thanksgiving happened.
That's true, it did.
Yes.
How was that for you? Did you eat lots of food stuff?
It was good. It was good. I was feeling a little under the weather, sadly, but I still had a great Thanksgiving. I got to play with all my little cousins. And
that's fun.
Yeah, we do this great game. I'm going to get into this for a sec. I'm sorry.
Yeah, please do.
I came up with this great game when I was a little younger, say my mid-teens, called Hide the Key, where we have a key, just like a really old-fashioned key.
Okay.
That my little cousin, when she was very, very little, was fascinated in. And she was spending a lot of time here one summer for reasons I won't get into. But every day it was just me and her. So I was like, how do I keep this 8-year-old occupied for hours? So I just take the key and I would hide it somewhere in the home, and I would just be like, find the key. And she fucking loved it.
How long does it take her to find this key?
Like probably around 20 minutes before she gives up, and then I just hide it again.
That's pretty good.
It was great. And you know what's funny? I did it again yesterday. And I had like 3 or 4 cousins over, all like around like 10 to 14. They all loved it.
Now, does this key actually open anything?
It opens a closet.
Oh, okay. And anything important in the closet?
Nothing. It was just like books.
Oh, okay.
It was just more about finding the thing.
And leaving you the hell alone.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was very more involved. I was also a finder. The rule was whoever finds it gets to hide it. And that kept us busy until like 6 or 7 at night when everyone left. And then I went to see Wreck-It Ralph 2 with my sister.
Oh, I also saw Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Wrecks the Internet.
Yes.
Yes.
That was a great movie.
It was nice. It was very funny. I thought that the Disney product placement was a little much at times.
I mean, it could have been worse.
Could it have?
Well, and it wasn't even really product placement. It's more as like self-parody.
Mm-hmm.
Like they sort of recognized like the tropes in their world and kind of played with them a little bit. I love the Disney princess stuff, and I'm glad it was only like a short cameo, honestly. I was worried that would be like the whole movie.
Well, I mean, it became a major plot point.
It became a major...
Because the spoiler alert for Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, that the princesses save Ralph's life at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but that's not like a part of the story that like takes a large amount of time. They're just like a Hail Mary at the last second.
I suppose.
I don't think it's fine. Disney did a great job showing us what memes really are like and how people react to them. I like the workers who just see the Ralph goat and it's just like
yeah,
I'll share that.
I'll give that a like. Yeah,
sure, why not?
I think that I will say that the Disney marketing team did a great job on the trailer by showing us exactly what everybody will pay to see, which is all the Disney princesses in a room together.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they really didn't. They just showed us the entire scene. There wasn't really anything else in addition to that. Yeah. But, I mean, like I said, product placement, all the Disney princesses were wearing things that I've seen people wear, so that I know are sellable online. Disney is a very good marketing company.
I mean, hey, they're the best of the best.
They really are.
Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph Breaks the Internet, the moral of the story was one that I have not seen in really any other movie.
Which was what? Don't be an asshole?
It was more along the lines of make do with a bad situation. Like, friends move away, and like another movie would have been like, I'm going to get them to stay, and that would have been like a victory. Right. It's more along the lines of letting everyone achieve what they really want and still making do with that. And that goes along with the Ralph movie series, because the last one was all about finding a way to find joy in your role in society
and where you are. Yeah,
so it's like this is sort of like that like nothing, or like doing what you have to do but finding joy in ways that you can that are very realistic. And I love Wreck-It Ralph for that, and I love the second one for that.
It did a very good job, I will say that.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. My sister, we laughed our butts off the whole time.
There were some very good belly laughs in that movie.
It was very funny.
Absolutely.
Good job, Disney. Yeah. I will be buying it.
Let's see, what did I do this week? I had Thanksgiving. I saw Wreck-It Ralph 2. I got hit by a car. I went to
whoa.
What?
You saw Wreck-It Ralph 2 too?
I also saw Wreck-It Ralph 2. Yes, absolutely.
Oh wait, did you say that?
I did say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was very good. It was very nice. Lots of turkey, lots of cranberries. Can't complain.
In the sauce form?
The sauce was very good.
Very nice.
Yes, of course, in the sauce form.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have it in the log form or in the cream?
I like the log.
I like the log too.
Nice,
I do.
Nice. I eat it out of the can sometimes.
Really?
I always have whenever Thanksgiving rolls around, I'm always like, Mom, buy like 3 more than you need, and I'll just eat them like after.
Did great meals throughout the entire thing.
I couldn't agree more. It was a good snack. I almost ate one before you came.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't like to eat during sex.
That's ew.
I'm sorry.
That was disgusting.
Gross.
Yeah, that was.
I was pausing. I was like, there was really a mind battle of like, should I?
Yeah. I heard it over here, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your self-control lost that battle.
It's fine. I had fun.
Good.
That's all I care about.
Yeah. So I also played football, and yeah.
Okay, but like seriously, did you get hit by a car?
I legitimately got hit by a car this week.
I thought you were just doing one of those stupid filler things.
No, I was going for a walk, and I got hit by a car, and I freaked out.
Well, I mean, I look okay.
Yeah, I mean, I died, but I came back. I'm all right.
Cool.
Doing all right. Yeah. No, it was very I was in the crosswalk, and I had the green light, and so I was just walking through the crosswalk, and I look, and all of a sudden I see this white SUV come at me, and I stuck out my hand, and I was like, she hit me, and I bounced off, and I was screaming, I was like swearing to all holy hell, but in the moment it was like, it didn't feel like I got hit by a car because like it feels like a lot. First of all, I didn't really get seriously hurt, thank God.
You walked in here and it's like, this is not the first thing you said.
It was not exactly. So. But I thank God I was not very badly hurt. But in the moment, it wasn't even like, it didn't process of like, oh, I was hit by a car. It was, wow, that driver does not know what she was doing. So I was yelling, I was screaming like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. And I yelled, watch out. And I started to walk away. And then she lowered because that was just like what happened in my mind.
Watch out.
Watch out. And I started to walk away. And she lowered down the window and she was just like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, oh, this was a major event. Yeah. So I pulled up, and I think it says a lot about me that the first thing I said to this woman is, are you okay? Like, I apologized after getting hit by a car. Mm-hmm. And, thankfully there was no damage either to me, but more importantly to her car.
No, you're more important than a car.
There were 3 kids in the car, and I had sworn in front of her, so I felt very bad for that.
Well,
for ruining
she did hit you.
Yeah, that's, you know what?
I think it's fair to call it even.
Probably.
Now, I'm glad you're okay, because I'm going to be real mad at you for a sec.
What?
You fucking let me dump golf balls onto the table when you got hit by a car and had a good story to tell?
You're right. Yeah.
You let me go on and on.
Hey, listen, don't beat yourself up. The golf balls were a good introduction.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh,
You're
that's
welcome.
Also what I was to say. When I go golfing, I look for a bunch of misfit golf balls and add them to my collection. That's what I dumped out.
You dumped your entire golf ball collection on me?
My misfit golf balls. Like, there's this one that's orange. My dad found it when we were golfing.
Is that really misfit? Don't they just come in different colors?
Well, misfit as in they don't belong with other sets. You just find them on the course because people couldn't find them themselves. And I found a lot of golf balls yesterday because I went into the bushes a lot. I was like, wow, there's like 6 balls here.
Sounds like you had a very bad golfing session.
It was actually about average for me.
Really?
But, yeah.
All right.
I'm not the best golfer, but I have fun.
Good. That's good.
All right. Well, I think it's time to start this Do-Ha episode.
Oh, yeah. The reason that people are listening.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you do this week, Alex?
So,
what was our challenge?
Our undertaking this week was to expand our horizons and learn new things.
Learn new things. Exactly.
Learn about a new subject. Actually, you have the actual card right here.
Oh, why don't you read it?
Excuse me. Spend the week studying a subject. It can be as broad as French history to as specific as earthworm mating habits. So really anything and everything.
So did you learn about earthworm sex this week?
I wanted to, but I already knew about that. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You have a wide breadth of knowledge that I am not aware of.
No, just with small animal mating habits.
Oh, okay, cool.
Learned a little bit about chess strategy and chess rules.
Okay.
Because I always knew how to play chess in that I know how to move the pieces.
Right, there are rules that the pieces have to follow.
Yes, but I didn't know any, like, even basic strategy. And I was like, it's finally time that I at least learn the best way to go about the goal.
Okay.
Even if it's not like a specific move this here, then this here, then this here. It's like, what do you want to have going on for you that gives you the better chance of winning?
And what did you find?
Well, what did you find first? Because I'm curious. Because you, you knew my shit before we even went here. Because I set up a chessboard for us to look at.
Right, for the for the audience of this podcast to enjoy. I learned about Irish mythology.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's really interesting
and very broad. It is because I am Irish, and that is very important to my identity. I am a citizen of the Republic of Ireland, and so
Wait, are you really?
I am. Yeah,
that's cool.
You didn't know that?
No, I just thought you were a plain old boring American like the rest of us.
No, I am
in America.
I am cultured in that I am both a part of America and Ireland.
Cool.
But yeah, no, so I'm a citizen of Ireland, so I figured, learn a little bit about my heritage that I am unaware of, and because it's weird, there's a lot of mythology in pop culture. We know a lot about Greek mythology.
Oh, yes.
And about Roman mythology.
Yep.
And Egyptian mythology to a lesser extent than the other two, but it's still prevalent.
It's at least popularized in Hollywood media.
Right. Exactly. We know about the pyramids. We know about, we learn about a little bit through the Mummy, through
a very, very little bit.
A very, very little
I'm talking about the remake, not the original.
I didn't see the remake.
It's bad.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I've only ever seen the original with Brandon Fraser, and yeah, I thought that was a good movie.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, but a little bit through that, Rick Riordan has done a lot to open people's minds to both Greek, Roman, and Egyptian mythology. So I decided to learn a little bit about Irish mythology.
Cool.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about chess, or should I talk about mythology?
Definitely yours is going to be the more fascinating and well-researched one, so we'll do yours first. At least a little bit. We can swap back and forth.
Okay. Well, the reason I realized that Irish mythology is not really represented in a lot of things is because there's a lot of inconsistencies in Irish mythology. And the reason for that begins primarily with the fact that most Irish paganism, Irish polytheistic stuff was washed out when Ireland was converted to Christianity. And most the original texts that we learn about mythology from other places, like, is not present in Ireland. Like, Greek, we have the Iliad and the Odyssey. Even in Mesopotamia, we have the Epic of Gilgamesh. Things like that, which are that's how we learn about their mythos. That is not present within Ireland. Those original manuscripts have been lost. All we have now are manuscripts that were written by Christian scribes
after...
Well, it was written during a period of massive conversion.
Oh, okay. So they were, like, trying to save the knowledge.
They were trying to, but they did it in such a way that it was not contradictory to the Christian mythology. For example, in every other culture, the one tale that we know is the creation story. There is no creation story to speak of in Ireland. The closest thing that we have...
One day there were sheep.
One day there were sheep, exactly.
And then potatoes out of the sky. With beer rain. And Ireland was born.
And Ireland was made. No, the closest thing that we have is...
Just kidding, Ireland. I love you.
Thank you. I'm glad that you apologize to all our Irish listeners. So the closest thing that we have is the story of Ireland's first settler, Kessel. And there are a lot of holes in that story. And like I said, it was... Shut up.
No, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about, like, could he make the run in 12 parsecs?
What?
Because his name's Kessel. The Kessel Run.
Oh.
From Star Wars.
Oh, uh-huh.
You know the one? Han Solo.
I got it.
Chewbacca.
Uh-huh.
Other space words.
Space words.
Sorry, continue.
I'm glad you found a way to shoehorn in a Star Wars reference.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But no, she was the story is that she was the daughter of Noah.
From the Ark?
From the Ark.
Oh.
Which was
Big
written
fan.
Right. Which was written in the Israel, which is, I don't know if you know the map, nowhere near Ireland. So
okay.
Yeah. So again, it's like she was supposedly the daughter of Noah, and there was no room for her on the Ark, so she took a bunch of ships and went to Ireland. And that's the story that the Christian scribes tell us.
Okay.
So what I personally suspect is that there was a creation myth. The Christian scribes were like, well, we already know how the earth was made. We have the book of Genesis, so we'll just do away with that and not write about it. But even with that in mind, there are a lot of stories in there are a lot of holes in Kessel's story in particular. For example, she lost 2 ships, and there was just no explanation. She had 3 ships, and 2 of them just gone. Yeah. And of that last ship, there were 49 women and 3 men, 2 of which died.
That's the dream.
And 1 of which spontaneously anamorphed into a salmon.
Oh, I'd love to anamorph.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Exactly.
In front of 49 women.
In front of 49 women. And that boat supposedly populated the island of Ireland.
Wait, so 49 women and a salmon?
Well, he wasn't a salmon to begin with. Well, actually, so the thing about Irish magic is also very interesting, is that things just freaking happen. So, for example, this man was apparently irritated the 49 women he was traveling with, and so to escape, he jumped into the ocean and turned into a salmon, and that's
Swam away.
That's it.
In
the other mythos, like in Greek and Roman things, it's like the oracle has a very specific magic power that she got from the gods, but that's not present in Ireland. Also, the gods are not really anything important. Like in Greek mythology, Zeus is critical. Zeus and his raging sex drive is the motivation for nearly every single Greek story. But the Irish story focuses more on the people and not so much the gods. The mother goddesses Anu and Danu are barely even mentioned in the Irish texts, which I find very interesting.
That's definitely interesting. Definitely a different take, which is good. How many pages do you got?
I have a lot, but don't worry, it's not.
Wow.
I'm gonna skip through.
It's more. It's more the fact of me feeling bad about not having notes.
All right. Well, don't feel bad, because I mean you'll demonstrate the chess things. But regardless, try better. Try harder. Regardless, so the main focus of what we know about Irish lore is found through the Tuatha De Danann, which...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. One more time?
Tuatha De Danann.
One more time.
Tuatha De Danann.
Once more?
Tuatha
De Danann?
Tuatha De Danann. Yeah, exactly.
Danann like the company.
Pronounced the same way, spelled differently.
Okay.
Yes. Danann is probably a derivation of Danu, one of the mother goddesses. But the thing about Irish lore is that it's all a story of succession, right? So the Tuatha De Danann were, again, this is another very big missing piece, but they are descendants of a previous settlers of Ireland called the Nemed, who, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that one right, but called the Nemed, which fought the creatures called the Fomorians, and then they decided to disperse over the rest of the world. Some went inland to Britain, some went to Greece, and some just went north. And what's north of Ireland, Alex?
The North Pole?
Nothing. Exactly. Exactly.
If you keep going north until you go over the top of the globe, maybe they'll end up on the other side of the world.
And maybe that's what happened, because inexplicably, these people just went north, and when they came back, they were gods. Called the Tuatha De Danann. Yeah. Which, I should say, the Christian scribes don't call them gods. They call them godlike kings and queens and warriors of old. Because again, there's one God, and no one could ever possibly have any other opinion on that.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course not. Like I said, there's a lot of
sarcasm.
Thank you. There are a lot of missing pieces, and one thing that I personally hate about the missing pieces is that there is not a lot of detail about the Fomorians, who are classic Irish enemies. Excuse me. They fight almost every tribe that inhabits Ireland, but they are incredibly powerful. They have, at certain points, they raise up entire tidal waves to wipe out the entire peoples.
Wow.
One major warrior named Baelor was able to turn entire landscapes to cinder and dust just by looking at them. Now what actually are these creatures? We don't know.
Just like godlike beings.
Well, we never get a description of them. We just get the Fomorians came and there was a major battle, and then we get great descriptions about the battle, but we don't find out if these Fomorians are even humanoid.
Well, that's good for like inspiration, because it's like Ireland gets invaded. They're like, these guys are worse than the Fomorians, and they kind of look like them too. If you read in between the lines,
if you look at exactly what I think a Fomorian looks like.
A loose text is the best way to use it as a tool.
And that's the thing. That's what shocks me. Why are these stories not even told when there's so much potential for to build on top of them. You know what I mean? So I will tell one tale. Well, I should. Okay, so I looked. So for all of those Irish myth geeks, I mainly looked at what's known as the mythological cycle. There are 4 cycles of the manuscripts which build up what we know about Irish folklore. But I feel the need to talk about the leprechauns because
Yay!
yeah,
I know about that.
Yeah, except everything you know about the leprechauns are almost entirely wrong.
What, do they have a pot of silver instead?
No, gold is one of the few things.
That's the one thing.
They love gold, and they're very short. Everything else almost is pretty much entirely not well.
No rainbows?
What do you know about exactly rainbows? There was not a lot of mention of rainbows in there. They could live near rainbows, but there wasn't a lot of detail about that.
Okay, well, what do I know about leprechauns?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they hide their pots of gold at the ends of rainbows.
Okay.
They wear only green, including green top hats, which is why I think we should recruit one for the oxymorons.
Okay.
What else do they do? They have a thing for 4-leaf clovers, and they sell marshmallow cereal on TV.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I know.
All right. Well, they love gold.
Okay.
And there is one that sells marshmallow cereal on TV. Shamrocks are, I guess they're associated with leprechauns because they're both icons of Irish culture.
That's probably it.
But there really isn't a lot of tying in between there beyond, I guess the shamrocks are important to everybody, leprechauns included. But in Irish mythology, the leprechauns never wear green.
Really?
They almost entirely wear red.
Why red?
Because that's what they wear. I don't know.
Okay. Sorry.
Don't be. It's okay. They're descendants of the Tuatha De Danann, which eventually became what we now know as fairies. It's spelled Faeries.
Fairies.
Very different. They are very different from Tinkerbell. I will just say that they're rascals. But essentially, these leprechauns are descendants of evil spirits, but they themselves are not either evil or good. They're typically old men who play a lot of tricks on people, prank them, and steal gold from unsuspecting individuals. And the general understanding of them is if you capture one, they grant you 3 wishes, and then you get your freedom.
Oh, that's a lot like my grandpa, except that he's tall. It's the only difference.
I'm sorry, wait, hold on.
Yes, my grandpa grants wishes.
Well, no, I'm not really concerned about
hey,
that.
Grandpa.
Did you kidnap your grandfather?
No,
Are you...
but someone did, and he granted them wishes.
That's...
I get free wishes.
Very concerned. Did you contact the authorities about this?
It was a long time ago.
I guess so.
I'm making all of this up.
Thank you for clarifying. All right. Well, I will tell one story about the children of Lear, which I just thought was a very interesting story.
It sounds like a shitty video game. I'm sorry. Continue.
It does sound like a shitty video game, actually. But Lear was the Tuatha De Danann. He was known as the Sea God or Sea King. He was very upset after his relative Bod was chosen as king. It's spelled B-O-D-B, and I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
That sounds like a rapper. B-O-D-B.
B-O-D-B?
Yeah, instead of B-O-B.
That's true. B.O.B. was a rapper.
Yeah.
So B.O.D.B. In the middle of his hit song Magic, decided to satisfy Lear's... Lear was very upset, so he decided to satisfy Lear by giving him his daughter, Eowth, to Lear in marriage, and they had 4 children. And those 4 children were loved by all.
Were these the children of Lear?
These were the children of Lear.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, during the... So BODB decided to give... Everything was going so well, the BODB decided to give...
I love that you're calling him BODB now.
Because I don't want to pronounce him wrong, so I'm just going to go with the fact that he goes by those initials. In this canon, he does. But he gave Lear his other daughter, Eofe, to Lear, and Eofe was very jealous. Eofe was very upset that the kids were getting all of Lear's love, so she decided to kill them. But of course, as one does.
Yeah.
Because if there's one way to make a man fall in love with you,
kill their kids,
kill all his children.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've heard that.
Yeah, flawless way. So she decided that she couldn't kill them. She drew the sword and was like, I can't finish the job.
Was this like Luke in The Last Jedi?
Yes, actually exactly that.
Look at me making all them Star Wars connections today.
I'm proud of you.
That's 2 in one episode.
But so Aofi drew the sword, decided, they probably don't deserve to actually die, so she just turned them into swans.
Okay.
And though she had a little bit of mercy and gave them the ability to talk. So these swans were then cursed to wander the lakes of Ireland, 4 lakes that I can't pronounce the name of, and I will not try.
Good.
For a total of for 300 years each. So 300 years in Lake 1, then move on to Lake 2, and 300 more years there, etc., etc.
Doesn't sound too bad.
So,
well, boring, but
very boring and very painful, I'd assume.
yeah,
because
I mean, if you have the mind of a human, then it must be like kind of boring. Because like swans, their whole thing is hanging out in lakes. That's all they do.
Exactly. And apparently these swans sang very sad songs.
Oh.
And so then Lear and BODB heard their cries of pain and went over to them, and these swans were narcs because they told on Aofe immediately.
I'm just a poor swan, nobody loves me.
He's just a poor swan from a poor... Yeah, that's exactly the song they were singing. Fun fact, Freddie Mercury heard the Bohemian Rhapsody.
He went to Ireland?
And heard the swans singing.
Ah.
Exactly. But so BODB went to Aofe and was just like, dude, why did you turn these people into swans? This really sucks, and I would curse you and do something worse, but I can't think of anything worse than being a swan for over a decade. And Aofe was like, well, listen, dude, I could have made it much worse. I could have made them demons of the air, because that's like a lot worse than being a swan. And BODB was like, all right, well, now you're a demon of the air. And Aofe turned into a demon of the air, and is still that way today.
Cool.
And the story does have a happy resolution.
Truck.
Because I didn't... Yeah, that was a motorcycle, I think, actually. Motorcycle. That was Aofe turning into the
There she goes!
There she goes!
Thank you, world, for giving us good sound effects at good times.
Exactly. So this does have a happy ending. They were swans for many centuries, but eventually Christianity came to Ireland,
and they turned back into people.
Once they heard the bell of they heard a Christian bell, and they turned back into people because they accepted the one true God.
What song did he sing? Christian Bale.
Christian Bale doesn't sing songs. He's Batman.
Oh, well. Whoops.
I'm
You know what? I was going strong with the pop culture references until right then.
All of the nerd credit that you built up with those Star Wars references gone down the tube.
I had never seen the Christian Bale Batman movies.
Yes, you have.
Have I?
The Dark Knight.
Oh, that's the one. Those the ones?
Yes.
Well, don't I look even more stupid now?
You do.
Well, actually, I don't look anything because you can't see me.
Well, he looks very stupid. Take it from me. But essentially, they heard the Christian bell, they turned back into humans, but because they were many centuries old, they were very old and dying, but they got baptized, so they went to heaven.
Oh, Christianity.
It's a great story. It really is a nice story, because I don't think the way that Irish culture is now, they go hand in hand, Christianity and the Irish mythos, but,
But there's a chance it wasn't originally written to go hand in hand.
It was, I guarantee you, that was not the original intention of the tale.
But that's fascinating.
Yeah, thank you. That was what I found out about Irish mythology.
We should do an Irish mytho fanfic episode.
I would not like that.
No, honestly, I don't think... Well, oh no, who knows? Anything could be a good episode.
Anything could be.
That was a lot of fun to listen to.
I'm glad.
And I found a lot of fun in there. And I really was not trying to insult anyone, but that was a lot of fun for me.
I don't think you insulted anyone.
Cool.
You're fine.
If I didn't insult you, then I feel good.
Exactly.
Because you're my friend, and I don't want you to feel bad.
Yes, you do.
Well, not on camera where they have proof.
Not on camera where I can be judged about it. All right, so tell me about chess.
All right. Chess. I'm gonna fix my pieces. Oh wow, a lot of them fell over.
Yeah.
Oh, a golf ball ran right through all of them.
Yeah, that's what happens when you throw golf balls at a chessboard.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's wrong. Hang on.
For those of you listening, he's very painfully reaching over the microphone and laptop to fix these things.
Right. I'm sorry. The queen's on that side. Okay.
All right,
I'm back.
Do you want to bring this onto the desk so that you can?
It's too much work.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, it's probably a good idea. But Michael, how much do you know about chess? I'm curious.
Pretty much what you said earlier. I know the ways in which all the pieces move. I have not ever won a game.
Really?
Yeah.
We should play chess. That won't change.
True that, especially after this one.
But so my history with chess is pretty barren. I like the game, and I've played it a lot casually, especially a few years ago. When my dad taught me to play when I was a kid, and he beat me always because he knew a few basic chess strategies, which I now know.
Did he not have mercy on you? Did he just not let you
win? My dad's never been about mercy. He's more about doing his best until your best can beat him, and then he doesn't. Then he trains and then beats you again. We've been going back and forth at ping pong for 10 years now. I think I'm currently the champ.
Good.
So I feel good about that. But anyway, I taught my sister how to play a long time ago, and we played a few rounds. But really, I got into it. I played like every day with my now ex-girlfriend, who I dated late high school, early college. She actually bought me this chess set.
And you still didn't know how to play chess, even though you played it every day?
No. I did.
Oh, okay.
What I was learning this week was not how to play chess.
Oh.
It was how to like basic strategies and the official rules and stuff like that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So, but yeah, I used to play a ton, and I love it. It's just so fun. So I wanted to learn enough strategy to kind of like have a game plan each time. Because you know when you start chess, you kind of, well, at least for us casuals, you kind of just go for it until you see an opportunity.
Exactly. I just kind of improv and then take pieces as I see them. See fit.
And I had also never done really a checkmate before. We've always just ended the game when one person only had their king left.
Oh, I don't think that's the way Bobby Fischer plays at all.
That's okay. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because technically, if only one side has a king left, and you can't checkmate that king, say you only have two pieces left on the other side, then it's a draw technically. We always played just like when you have only the king left, you lose because like we didn't know how to checkmate.
Of course.
So I just learned a few basic things to make that more of a possibility.
Like what?
So the big thing is that you definitely want control of the board, and the best way to have control of the board is to have control. I'm going to lift up again so Michael can see.
Okay.
Of these four middle squares right there.
Ooh, interesting.
If you have control of the majority of those middle squares, you have more say so on the board itself.
And what does control look like? You have what, 3 pawns on the three of the 4 spots?
You could have 2 pawns on the 2 of those spots, and basically knights or bishops backing those pawns up, so that if a piece takes them, you could take that piece.
Right. Okay.
So basically, you want to have a setup where you have a strong sort of diagonal motion into the middle of the board, with each piece sort of protecting another.
Okay.
So that's a very strong fortress setup. And then you'd want to castle your king, which means that it's a special move where you move your king 2 spaces over and then the rook to the other side. So basically your king is being protected by 3 pawns and a rook, which means it's going to be tough. So let's see. The main strategy I learned, it's called the Italian way, I think, something like that.
Oh, those Italians and their tricky chess ways.
I liked this one because it's a very straight to the point, yet seemingly predictable strategy for higher up people to see and call out and stop. But for my purposes, it's perfect.
You will beat me every time.
I am an Italian, and I like to get straight to the point. So So the basic gist of this is to start pretty standard when it comes to chess, which is just to move one of these pawns
2 spaces, right?
Yeah, you can move pawns 2 spaces on their first motion, and that's it.
Okay.
So basically, just to get one in that center board, and basically as you go on, you eventually want to get one of your bishops to what is this there?
One of your bishops to what?
Sort of like. Was it here? I don't remember.
It's not going to matter to anybody listening.
No, that's true. It was. I think it's C4. It might be D or D5, but basically, a little bit closer to your side than in like any other strategy would. Because in any other strategy, you'd put that one ahead and put the king in check. But that is a long-term play, basically setting up to take the king out when it castles. So it would be this side. Whoops. Hang on. Right here.
He's changing the board again.
Yes.
Okay.
Because damn it.
That cup was empty.
That was empty.
Good job.
So basically, they would castle the king into that side, and I would prepare my bishop to sort of cover that side so the king can't escape horizontally.
Okay.
Then I would come in with a knight and a queen. The knight would be a sacrificial play, take out a pawn.
Well, isn't the knight a very powerful piece?
The knight is a decently powerful piece, yes. But the only thing that matters in chess is taking out the king.
Yeah, that's true.
You can sacrifice half your pieces to get there. There are some strategies that are super sacrificial and sort of get your opponent sort of like thinking they're ahead almost.
I see what you're saying.
Because it's like they have very few pieces left, but your doom is coming.
Right.
And then you'd set up your queen and your knight. Knight would be a sacrificial play, leaving your king to only take out the knight. Then it's in a rough spot where it can't move that way because of the bishop, can't move that way because of the queen.
And so then you have a trap.
You basically want to set it up so that the king only has one possible movement every turn.
Okay.
You put it in check every turn, and there's only one way to escape. So you could eventually set it up so that eventually there's no ways to escape, and that's the ultimate goal of chess.
That's interesting. So if that's the case, if all these strategies are based around having the king castle, why would you still castle?
Well, castling in itself is just a very smart move.
Why is that?
Because here, let me set up a castle for you. So let's say the knight moved out, the bishop moved out. You have 3 pawns here. That is a castle. That's one move.
Okay, so you move the king 2 spots over and the rook to the other side of the king.
You have 3 pawns in front of you, a rook to the side. That means if any piece tries to advance at you, the king could just take him out if he takes out a pawn.
Oh, I see. It's a way of stopping people before they get to you.
It's literally putting up a castle to protect the king.
I see. Okay.
So in most strategies, like, it's a very smart defensive play. Because when your king's in the corner, there are less ways people can come at you.
Right.
You only have to look out for a few directions instead of like, okay, I gotta look this way, I gotta look this way, I gotta look this way.
You have at least one way to get rid of. You have at least one chance to get the. Yeah, you have to stop a player before you can. Yeah. I'm not making sense.
No,
Sorry.
but I sort of get what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. It's a way of making sure that you have at least one lifeline.
Yeah, but then again, there are strategies like the Italian way that I had learned that are designed to get through that castle.
Right.
And eventually, if you do that, because that's the hardest part about chess for me is getting through a castle, because it's a very, very smart setup, and I do it every time.
Right. I mean, now that I can see how it would help, I don't see why you would.
Yeah.
Unless to throw off someone who plays the Italian way.
Yeah. If you are playing a competent chess player and you're not, you already lost. So
true point.
It goes for everyone.
Yeah.
But no, I love it, and I also learned that apparently the rooks are one of the strongest pieces.
Really?
Like behind queens. Rooks are very, very, very important.
I did not know that.
I always thought the knights and the bishops were a little better, but rooks apparently... Well, here's also the thing. I already kind of knew this, but rooks and bishops are definitely a lot better for an open game, while knights are great for closed games, which that differentiates. Say you have a lot of pawn trafficking, like you have a bunch of pawns that can't move forward because there's another pawn in front of them.
Okay.
And pawns can't take out directly in front of them.
Is that a closed game?
That's a closed game, which means that knights would be able to easily jump around everywhere.
I see.
But if you have a very open area, then definitely rooks and bishops are going to be way more useful.
Right,
in that scenario.
Because they
have the space to travel.
Exactly. Okay.
But I don't know. That's what I learned about chess. I think I know enough now that I can take someone.
Do you know who?
Halfway competent.
Have you tried? There are a lot of online simulations where you can play chess.
I actually played the Mac chess, and I won for the very first time.
Dope.
I had never beaten the computer on a Mac ever.
All right.
And I beat it this week. So
that's some damn good improvement.
Yeah, I got a checkmate. Good. And that felt good.
Nice.
So, accomplishment.
I'm proud of you.
And with that, my mouth hurts. I need more water before we do our little bonus episode.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes.
All right. Well, This has been a very informative episode. I really enjoyed this.
I learned a lot. And I had a lot of fun too.
I did also.
Yeah, Star Wars and Ireland mashed together better than I could have ever known.
Listen, the fact that it was so that is shocking to me. Absolutely. All right, so I guess we'll pick the next challenge, right?
Time to pick from the pretty pink pickin' bucket.
All right, let's grab it.
And now we got a fresh batch in here, ladies and gentlemen.
Who
do knows
indeed.
what we're gonna find?
I have no idea.
Do the honors.
All right. This challenge is make in parentheses a big stink about your case, and the challenge is decide on a topic or object. One of you is pro, the other is con. Spend a week preparing your argument, and then debate the subject on next week's episode.
So we're gonna have to fight next week.
We're gonna argue to. All right, you're going down.
Great.
Once we decide what we're actually arguing about.
Yeah.
What should we argue about?
That's a good question.
Should we? I guess something Star Wars, maybe?
I was thinking about that. I don't know. Because here's the thing. We both have very different opinions on The Last Jedi.
We do.
So, per se, if we were going to do Last Jedi, I thought it would be cool if you went pro and I went con.
Really?
Like, we fought the arguments we both disagree with.
Ooh,
like,
that would be tough.
Do shit like that. Make us really work for it.
All right.
So, but I'm not saying we do The Last Jedi.
Right. We'll tweet it out once we actually figure out what topic we're gonna debate.
Because I'm interested about this. I had like a weird gut feeling that we wouldn't find this until the very end.
You did say that.
But no, it's first. Great.
Right.
No problem with that. I'm into it.
All right, dope. All right. Well,
so we'll come at you next week with a topic or object that you won't know about until next week. Hooray.
We'll follow us on Twitter at It's the Oxymorons. We'll tweet it out once we make a decision.
Dude, nice plug.
Dude, oh, right. Thank you. I tried very hard.
You're going to have to do that, though, because I don't want to.
All right, fair enough. Well, there's also a lot of other social medias that you can follow us on.
All in the description.
All in the description. Follow us all over there.
But it's not just us.
A big thank you to all our contributing artists, namely Adam, Rudy, and Winston De Jesus. Thank you guys so much for helping. Their information is also in the description below.
Give it a click.
Give it a click. Do we have any other shoutouts that we need to give?
I don't know.
All right. Well, if we do, they will also be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Wait. Don't forget, Sonic Boom, Children of Lear comes out on all consoles next this holiday season. Buy it at your local GameStop.
I heard the freaking Swan and the Demon of Air are two very different.
Two very good bosses. They swear this one's gonna finally be good.
Oh man, I hope so.
So fingers crossed.
All right. Well,
now do your thing.
All right. Well, thank you guys again so much for listening. Until next week, don't forget to challenge yourself
and try something new.
All right. Thanks again.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.